Okay. I think we figured it out now. We'll see. Let's hop into a little draft here. Anyway, I'm back. It's been about a week. Gonna hop into another draft here. I've done a couple off stream, but I've been kind of just waiting for the schedule to come out. I know you can get like different ADPs and whatnot if you're building a portfolio to draft without the schedule, but to be honest, I've just been really busy, and I'm just excited to hop back in here. Now, I think you can. Oh, you can go by my rank or ADP. I like that. So I do have the establish the run rankings in here, which obviously you can get. I think it's $40 on establishRun.com. Obviously, great content done by those guys. I think for the most part, I'm gonna use just like the ADP over here, but I do like having like a reference here, like just to see like the bigger differences on their player takes and whatnot. And obviously I have my own player takes that are going to factor in, etc. But just seeing like the difference here, like they have Saquon at 30 and his ADP's 15, just like understanding like, okay, well, a lot of smart people aren't super high on Saquon, so maybe we try to push him a little bit more, but you don't want to have zero Saquon unless like that's something you want to do. So and where did that all go? Okay. Thought I just lost the stream there for a second, but we're back. But yeah, just waiting on this to fill. 3 more people to go. But yeah, let's talk about the schedule real quick, actually. A couple interesting games, obviously, and a couple, not so great ones. Now, obviously, the players got to play the whole year and stuff, but if you're an underdog veteran or just understand, like, expected value and stuff like that, week 17 really does matter the most, especially this year even more, because they shifted the money around, so some people argue against it, but there's also no regular season prizes, at least for the Best Ball Mania tournament. So a lot of the money is in week 17, and just important to know for like a game stack, because if you do happen to make a team to week 17, you want to have the best possible chance of winning. Now, just to go through games while we're waiting for this to fill here quickly. The NFL, in their undying quest to play a game every single day of the week, we now have Wednesday games in Week 17 this year, obviously on Christmas. The Chiefs at the Steelers, so look for that game to be, the Steelers are pretty tough defensively. Obviously, the Chiefs have been just a powerhouse for the last 4 to 5 years. In Pittsburgh, though, could be cold, probably snowy if anybody's in that area. I'm not even going to speculate on the totals, 4 months from now, but 5 months, 6 months from now. But pretty notoriously, the Steelers just haven't been putting up points. Obviously, different offense this year, so we'll see. Definitely an interesting game, but it could be, a pretty defensive game, honestly, with the Chiefs and Steelers. Then we have Ravens-Texans. That's just a fun game. Obviously, good amount of Ravens players who like drafting. Same with Texans players. In Houston, so that's going to be great. And then we have Seahawks at Bears. Could be interesting. Everybody expects the Bears to take a step forward this year. It is in Chicago, obviously. And my mic fell. It is in Chicago, obviously, in late December. So that could impact some stuff. But like I said, too far away to speculate, but definitely interesting. But I think it's more of just understanding who's playing just to fill out that game stack, as I mentioned. So not super, super focused on the weather, although it'll be in the back of my head in some spots. But like, just because the Bills are at home in week 17 doesn't mean I'm not picking Josh Allen. That's just silly. But understanding who they're playing, understanding how to game stack for week 17. Like I said, in case you do get a team there, we're trying to win everything. We don't want to win a few bucks. We want to win all the bucks. So, but yeah, let's get into this. We got pick 8. I have not had pick 8 yet. Probably going to end up with one of these running backs. And if not, that's fine. We'll take a receiver, obviously. And if you watch like a lot of other content creators, you'll notice like the 0 RB draft is kind of optimal right now in terms of just, appearance. Who knows if it's actually going to be optimal. But I like it. I do like my teams though with one just anchor running back. I know it's tough because you do fall behind at receiver right away, but in obviously being best ball, I don't have to time these or get right these like later backs. I can just kind of piece it together, which is really nice. And we've seen year over year like Arian Foster, Kyron Williams, stuff like that. They just come out of nowhere and can be borderline league winners. So I get that. I do like anchoring it sometimes. I'd prefer to do it in the second round, to be honest. But if you look at these second round picks, they're not really home runs this year. As we can see, like, I don't know, we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Drake London, Marvin Harrison, JT, Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Adams, Kyron Debo. Like, none of those players are bad particularly, but, you definitely poke holes in all of them. Now, if you watched my last one, I picked Breece Hall. We are going to do that again. I was really high on Breece Hall last year, and obviously his ADP is significantly higher this year, but we're going to go ahead. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just send it in here. Maybe Garrett Wilson makes it back to us. That'd be kind of fun. I doubt it. But let's go. Do we do double RB? Would that be funny? The boomer draft? I don't think we can do that, right? We go full boomer right here. I think we're boomer draft. We'd be pretty far behind. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens for now. Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to touch on one actual thing real quick, just like thought process wise. I do think you can stack like your first or second round pick, obviously, right? There's nothing wrong with stacking. I definitely, am really for it and everything. I don't think you really have to though. Like just think about it. Like these guys in the first round, right? We're all saying are dogs, right? First round picks. These guys are absolute dogs. You don't these people that are superstars, they don't need to be pushed up by a quarterback or something. Like the thought of stacking, like let's say you have Justin Jefferson, right? You don't need Kirk Cousins. Like Justin Jefferson can get 150 and 2, and Kirk Cousins can throw 220 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin Jefferson can go off without Kirk Cousins going off. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, this is actually a tough pick. I have no idea. I don't really want Saquon. Don't have any Devontae Adams. I don't love it, but we'll get our share of Devontae Adams. But anyway, you have these guys up here that can like really, really separate without bringing along their quarterback. And the thing about stacking is like, let's say Kirk Cousins does go off. That's when you want to stack up like your KJ Osborne types. You know what I mean? And that works for like other teams. Like if you can get these second and third receivers, these receivers and running backs and tight ends and stuff you pick later in the draft, that's who I try to target as my stacks, because when you get that explosion game from a quarterback, he will bring along those like subsidiary wide receivers. And I think that's just important to note. But definitely off to an interesting start here. I really didn't like where I was right there, to be honest. That's really tough, man. I don't know. I mean, all these second round picks are gross. Like, I think right when you get past Gibbs here, it gets really uncomfortable. Like Olave at 16. Yeah, Olave is really good, but like 16, Adams, 30, horrible quarterback. Probably doesn't even want to be in Las Vegas. He only wanted to be there because his boy was there, and now Derek Carr is gone. Ayuk is really talented, but doesn't always get the most opportunities given that how that offense is built. Saquon's getting older. Surprise! I know we all think he's a rookie last year. He's getting older. You know what I mean? His sixth year. Kyron's one of my favorite players, but obviously they have Blake Corum. He's been hurt, a little younger, but I mean, it's just a little more shaky. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lower floor on Kyron now than there was. And then Debo, I do really like Nico still. I think Nico's an absolute animal. Nico had over 4 yards per route run when Tank Dell got hurt, so definitely an alpha. Obviously, they bring in Diggs, and they still have Tank Dell, even though poor Tank Dell broke his leg and then got shot. So tough run out for Tank Dell the last few months. But, he'll bounce back. He's young. And then Mike Evans, Mike Evans, I don't know. I'm not drafting Mike Evans here. No, I'm not doing it. Mike Evans is just a touchdown fiend, but like not like he's been the last couple years, but that doesn't seem very sustainable. But yeah, this whole area, man, I don't know. I just don't know. DJ Moore is kind of fun, I guess, but you can definitely see how that goes wrong. Laporta, same thing. But now we're out of it. Definitely interesting to see how this shapes up over the next few months, though, the second round. Definitely a lot of landmines, or potential landmines. Who knows what actually happens. So we started running back, receiver here. I'm definitely looking to add another receiver or go quarterback. I do love doing a Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts team. I just think it gives you so many points. But probably going to do something different this draft. Maybe target Mahomes in the next round. Or just let it all go and get Big Tony later. But I did a Big Tony team too. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's just see what happens here. If I get Devontae Smith, I'm going to hope that Jalen Hurts comes back. I think that's the plan here. And if I get DK... Okay. Oh, we also have Cooper Kupp. And Kelsey. Okay, so we could go Kelsey and then get Mahomes. You know, I don't have any Chiefs team. Let's do a Chiefs team. Those are always fun, right? Nobody complains about drafting the Chiefs. Let's do that. Let's queue these guys up. Obviously, you're going to pick a little bit ahead of ADP here. I don't really care that much. And the reason I don't care as much as I would in, say, a Best Ball Mania draft is that this is kind of like a snapshot, right? Like, if these ADPs move a ton next month or something, it doesn't really matter. Like, this tournament is over. Like, this tournament closed. So I'm fine with just being a little more player-takey in these. Some people might disagree with that, but I'm fine with being a little more player-takey. And obviously, we are going to fall behind at receiver here, which, you know, that kind of sucks. If we pick Mahomes here, we'll have one of each of the onesies and one running back. So we're definitely going to just be spamming receivers for a while then. But I don't know. It doesn't feel great doing that, honestly. But, you know, we're going to do it anyway. It's interesting to get, like, uncomfortable. And we'll also only have 2 quarterbacks, obviously, for this build. Where did the Chiefs play the Steelers? So we'll probably get, like, maybe, like, a Warren or something later if we do manage to pull off the KC stack. Try to grab one of the receivers. Either, we could try to push this quarterback around. Nah. We'll just, no, it's fine. Let's try to get one of these receivers and then try to target, Rashi. Now, I'm very comfortable drafting Rashi Rice at 80, even if he does get suspended for a while, because how I would look at it is, let's say he's suspended 8 games, which I don't think it'll be that long, but let's say it is, right? That suspension. It usually takes rookie wide receivers about half the year to break out and start getting like a lot of opportunities, right? So if we view this through the lens of a rookie wide receiver that we already know is pretty good, you know, last year was pretty good, I think we would draft that guy. Like, we're drafting all these other rookies, you know, way ahead of Rashi, which is fine. But I'm just saying, like, if you had, like Xavier Worthy right here at 58, we already know Rashi Rice is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if it does take him half the year to break out, aka suspended half the year, I think that's fine. I mean, I don't, like, all the money is in, like, the second half, more like the last 3 games of the year. So, or at least 3 or the 4 last weeks of the year. So, I don't know. Definitely interesting. I pick here shortly. 56. I'm probably going to push these 2 around. Because I pick at 56 and I pick at 65. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. That's fine. T. Higgins sliding here a little bit. Stroud goes. Pacheco goes. I think all these running backs are definitely interesting. I never drafted running back in this area though. I probably should just to mix it in a little bit. I can definitely see Josh Jacobs like shoving it down my throat. Maybe even ETN a little bit. Pacheco's definitely interesting, but James Cook interesting. See, these are like your like they used to be like your dead zone guys, and really the only dead zone-y looking back is like Henry and Jacobs, maybe ETN a little bit. Actually, they're all kind of dead zone-y, aren't they? They're just on better teams. James Cook a little less because he gets receiving work, but oh man, look at all that yellow. That's what Underdog is, it's all yellow. Everybody loves the wide receivers, which I don't blame them. I love them too. Doesn't look like it, but I do, I promise. Okay. Let's see what's going on with the first guy. First guy goes McCaffrey and Cook. Moore, Diggs. It's an interesting team here. George Pickens is a guy I don't know what he is. He's a really good contested receiver. Obviously, been playing on one of the worst run offenses. He's not really my kind of archetype that I love, like the contested catch guy. But I mean, he's so fun, isn't he? Man, he's so fun to watch. Go Marquise Brown or Worthy. Look at Big Tony sitting there eyeballing me. I know Big Tony. I'll get you next time. Let's go Worthy. Why not, right? The rookies are more fun. There's probably no way Xavier Worthy pays out this ADP, but if he catches an absolute missile on somebody in Pittsburgh, hey, we might just win all the money. We might just take it all down. So, and his ADP was higher. Maybe we'll get Marquise Brown around. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see right here. Big Marv, London, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith. I mean, just add Kyle Pitts right here, right? Start stacking up Atlanta. Oh yeah, that's all day. Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty good looking team. I like that. I like what you just have in there. What's going on over here? AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. This guy gets sniped on Devontae Smith. He did. Well, I mean, ADP was lower, but you didn't have to do that to me, dog. Anyway, definitely need to add a receiver here. I could see Rome being pretty good. I'm going to pick Ridley. I mean, say what you want, if you're disappointed in Ridley last year or whatever. But Tennessee gave him a ton of money. And I'm pretty. This might be, a really bad take. Might age very poorly. I'm pretty high on the Titans offense. Relative to their ADPs. Only because I don't think their defense is very good outside of their front four. I think their secondary is very poor. So I think they could really be a pass funnel. And they're going to be a pass funnel on a team that spent a ton of money on receiver, got rid of Derrick Henry, and has a second-year quarterback who had an okay rookie year. He showed flashes. He came out, lit the world on fire, and then kind of cooled off. But, a new coach who and front office and stuff, or I guess not front office, but new coach, and come in, what do? They literally get rid of Derrick Henry. Okay, he was older. That makes sense. But then they spend all of their money in free agency on Calvin Ridley. Okay, so now you have Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, who are two older receivers, but, have proven to be number ones before. They draft offensive line, right? So just trying to get better on offense in general. And although I wasn't a big fan of their draft as a whole, you can definitely see where or what they're going to try to do this year. And that's going to be throw the ball a lot more. And on top of having a pass funnel defense, what I'm predicting, warm weather state, stuff like that, I really think that the Titans, relative to ADP, are great picks. Even all of them. I'm even excited about, Tony Pollard, And, I think I'm just going to keep hammering them down. I'll be way overexposed to Will Levis and a couple other these Tennessee pass catchers and stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of ways that fails, but I'm fine. It's because what if they fail? Oh no, D-Hop fails at pick 85. It's not the end of the world. Or Will Levis fails at pick 160. Oh man, that doesn't kill you. You're going for upside here. We're trying to win. We're not trying to not come in last. We're trying to win. And this schedule thing keeps playing ads on me when I'm trying to look at it. I'm not. I'm not too familiar with the teams yet. Obviously, it just came out yesterday or last night. Dude, Miami in Cleveland, week 17. That sucks. That sucks for them. Imagine if that was in Miami. Oh. Now Miami's going to be cold as shit. But that's fine. Still going to draft Miami, they're explosive. Probably pick Rashid here. Keep building out this fat Chiefs stack, right? The Chiefs triple. Might be a little too much, but it's the Chiefs, and they're going to pass the ball 500 sometimes this year. So I'm cool with it. That's automatic. Definitely still thin at receiver, even though we have 4. Rashi's going to get suspended. We have a rookie. Devontae Adams is old. Calvin Ridley's like this very shaky wide receiver room. And here comes like the wave of running backs. I'm probably going to tag Tony Pollard here. So go Breece Hall, Tony Pollard. That's a pretty solid running back room. We go Warren. I think I'm going to go Warren, actually. I need a Warren. Get a nice bring back on Pittsburgh that I think will be playing, I love Jalen Warren. I mean, he's really explosive. He's quick. I don't really think he's like super fast, but he's quick. And that's fine. That's what you want a running back. Obviously, Najee's sitting here too, but expiring contract Najee, offensive coordinator that likes to just... I mean, Arthur Smith, man. I mean, talk about doing some weird shit. Really frustrated. Really glad he's not in Atlanta anymore. Good Lord. Now he's on Pittsburgh. If you didn't know, I love Pittsburgh. They're my team, but they're hard to watch sometimes the last couple of years, man. But at least, it won't be frustrating to watch because, when they do, that dumb shit, fourth running back swing pass to the third string tight end, I'll be like, hey, all these guys are the same. So it won't be very frustrating because nobody really care. Russell Wilson press conferences. Oh, boy. Justin Fields press. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure Fields still gets drafted, doesn't he? That's crazy to me. He could end up playing, but that's just crazy to me. I want no part of that. Ziggy sitting here, almost at the top of the queue. Brian Thomas fallen. Not really a big Brian Thomas guy. He's just bigger Gabe Davis. I don't know. That's probably pretty disparaging. He's not bad, but I don't know. I'll tell you what though. Brian Thomas does fit exactly what Trevor Lawrence loves to do. Trevor Lawrence loves throwing the ball deep. And they lose Calvin Ridley, bring in Brian Thomas, bring in Gabe Davis. I don't think the route tree on those receivers is very, advanced. But the route tree they excel at are what Trevor Lawrence loves to throw. So we'll see what happens. They play... Oh, I just had it up and now a stupid ad started playing again. Oh, man. They play the Titans. Hey, so maybe we'll draft Gabe Davis, as a little bring back on our Titan stack we're trying to build out here. And maybe we add Chiggy as our other tight end. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're still so far away. I'm not really going to plan it out like that. I'm just going to keep smashing receivers, I think. Like Curtis Samuel, like Courtland Sutton, even like Waymo. Tyler Lockett does not really fit this team too well. 80 would fit. All these guys are pretty solid. There's Gabe Davis. I love Gabe Davis, by the way. I mean, he's just funny. I don't know. I've had him on fantasy teams the last few years. He's just funny to have because he'll get you 1 point for 4 weeks in a row. But if you have diamond hands, you got those diamond hands, you just keep starting them. Boom, we'll get you 30. And then there you go, you win. It might have cost you 3 weeks in a row, but then you get to win. And the payoff feels good. So you got to have some diamond hands. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I could definitely see Gabe Davis, shaking loose in the Titans secondary, week 17. I'm just assuming. I mean, and look. I know I keep talking about week 17, and I do believe that's really all that matters. There's probably a 0% chance this team in particular makes it, but that's the thing. If you draft a lot and you're, an average player, right, you're going to get something there eventually. And when you do, when you get a team there, you need to bring it down. You know what I'm saying? You got to win it. Because who knows when you're going back. You got to bring it down. Hopefully this guy doesn't pick Cortland Sutton. If he picks Cortland Sutton, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't think any of these other guys are a match. All right, thank God. We really needed. That's funny. Thank God. Thank God we got Cortland Sutton. Yeah, no. We kind of needed that, though. All right. What's next? Okay, current team through 9 rounds is a 1-2-5-1 build. We have a Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce stack with a Jalen Warren bringback. So pretty juicy stack right there. You can't go wrong with picking a Chiefs stack. You know what I mean? Especially this year, much more, tenable pricing. It's not like we're spending all of our draft capital on them. Actually, pretty reasonable capital. And then anchoring at running back is Breece Hall, a dog, big dog. Devontae Adams bringing up the fucking corpsey wide receiver room. And then Calvin Ridley. He's chilling. And Cortland Sutton, I guess we just added too. I like Calvin Ridley. I think he can be good. Obviously got paid like $96 million to go play in Tennessee. I'm a fan of that because he's on my team. Gonna keep slamming receiver here. I'm looking to go. This is going to be a 5 or 6 running back build. I don't know. I want to pick 80 here, just because he's an athletic freak. And as I ponder how this team is going to look, I'm going to add Chase Brown here. Gus Edwards. I don't expect any of these guys to make it back. Jerome Ford will make it back. Just because I gotta account for some stuff. I think this is gonna be 5 running back build. Because we spent a first round pick on a running back, I think it's gonna be 5. Wide receiver room's pretty weak. Tight end room could be pretty strong though. Quarterback room strong. Probably 259. That sounds right. This is looking like a 259. But we'll see if we get any values. We'll let the room kind of dictate our last 2 spots there. As all these running backs go off the board now. I feel like just in general, quarterbacks are much cheaper this year, which is kind of interesting. Like, especially after ADPs exploded last year, how they're kind of like cratering back down. Don't really know what to think about that. I don't know if I agree per se, actually. I think Allen and Hurts should probably still go in the 2-3 turn area, but they don't. I understand why, but dude, the floor and ceiling combo on those guys is crazy. I mean, I don't know. But then it's like, okay, maybe if you've Justin Herbert sitting here going on the 11th, 12th round, and it's hard to be like, well, is Allen 10 rounds better? Maybe. I mean, yeah, he could be. I think people are going crazy. Justin Herbert's another guy I got to get a lot more of. I mean, this is ridiculous. Every year there's 1 or 2 teams that people are going to be like, this is going to be the worst team ever assembled. This sucks. Everything sucks about them. They're not going to score any points, blah, 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 blah. And we're wrong. Bucks last year, Seahawks the year before. And now we're doing it for a team that has, a really, really good starting quarterback. And we're saying this guy's a fucking bomb. They're going to run the ball every play. Oh, yeah, they're going to run the ball every play with 28-year-old Gus Edwards and fucking leg amputee J.K. Dobbins. Give me a break. And this is interesting. I do like Shaheed more than Gabe Davis, but I like Gabe Davis for my stack. I'm going to pick Gabe Davis. Sorry, Mr. Shaheed. Should probably go ahead and add Mr. Levis to the queue. maybe even Okonkwo. That'll be interesting, right? Levis, Ridley, Okonkwo, Gabe Davis, Jalen Warren, Brisson. We definitely need a running back here. I really like Jerome Ford this year too, and Marshawn Lloyd. Jerome Ford because anybody that was he just got sniped. Anybody that was watching football last year saw Nick Chubb's knee. I think he'll probably make it back this year, but it'll be slow. And look, I know I said that the ADPs don't really matter for this tournament as much because it's a snapshot. I mean, whenever Nick Chubb gets put on PUP, right, Jerome Ford's ADP is going to skyrocket. Like, and he's pretty good. Like, I think he's pretty good. I'll take Marshawn Lloyd here. Now, I picked Lloyd over Corum there, even though Corum is at the top of the queue. ADP value. I just need points, I think, at running back, and I think Lloyd's going to play. He's going to take over that A.J. Dillon-ish role, even though A.J. Dillon's still there. And they obviously have Josh Jacobs. I don't know. Maybe Josh Jacobs just turns into a workhorse, but LaFleur has shown that even with a talented back like Aaron Jones, that he likes playing two running backs. So I don't really see a reason. It's not like he's making the personnel decisions, so I don't really see a reason to... Sorry, something popped up on like the ad feed for NFL Network or whatever. NFL.com. They were showing somebody's predictions. They just projected the 49. You know what's funny? All right, they projected 49ers win 13 games. Okay, fine. They've been a great team. You know, like, have you ever watched it? And like all these shows and stuff now on ESPN and stuff are sponsored by like DraftKings, FanDuel, right? You know what they should do? Because they have all these fucking talking heads saying some dumb shit up there, right? Trying to get like the clickbait, you know, hot mics, whatever. I would be fairly interested, and I would respect them a lot more if they just slammed a fucking band on whatever dumb shit they're saying, right? This dude said 13 wins for the 49ers. Okay, put a fucking $1,000 on it, right? Oh, you think there's going to be a crazy upset tonight? Okay, yeah, put $1,000 on it. You know what I mean? Put your money where your mouth is up there. You're already sponsored, right? Maybe they'll give you a little discount. You're already sponsored by these fucking gambling sites. Put your money down. I want to see it because if you're talking shit or you're saying some dumb shit without actually betting on it, you don't really mean it. You don't care. And I know they don't care, but I would respect them a lot more. I'd appreciate it more. Or they're just slamming money on these dumbass bets. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's too much to ask for, huh? Let me say Jermaine Burton. Probably going to go Roman Wilson here, though. Ricky Pearsall is going to be really good next year. Unfortunately, this isn't a dynasty draft. And there just isn't room for him, really. Because you already know that old Ricky is going to be blocking. When they run those 3 wide receiver sets, old Ricky's going to be blocking. Old CMC is going to have 20 goddamn touchdowns again. But next year, when they kick Debo's ass to the curb, that is Ricky's time, baby. It's also pretty old. It'll be 24. It's interesting. Definitely interesting. First round draft capital. First round draft capital going to 162. I guess 145. Definitely mixed in. Definitely interesting. Yeah, definitely picking a Roman Wilson here. Definitely make an argument for Jalen Wright on this team. I'm gonna pick Roman. I'm gonna pick Roman just to keep banging away at young receivers here, trying to get some upside juice at the end of the year. Keep banging away at receivers, just trying to get some points. You know what I mean? And then it also does correlate with our main stack here, which I think is important. I don't use stacking as like, oh, gotta pick this guy because he's in my stack. I mean, I do for like a main stack. I'll reach a couple picks if I have to or whatever. But in terms of like the bringbacks and stuff, I will use it more or less as a tiebreaker. And obviously I just have player takes in general. And I don't think Ricky's the big man this year. Burton, you can make an argument for. Burton, for sure. I like Burton. I even like Michael Wilson a little bit, but I think the target competition there is a little hard. Um, just stuff like that. Who else is there? Troy Franklin, is a little scary being a 4th-round pick. Quentin Johnston. Look, I'm going to pick Vidal here just for upside at running back. I might need to pick 6 now, though. I'm looking at it. This is going to be thin because let's say we get like Bucky or something. We'll have Brees Hall, Jalen Warren, and 3 rookies. It might be a little scary early. Anyway, what was I saying? Actually, I'll pick Will Levis next pick so we don't fumble the bag here. We might already fumble the bag. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, the pick thing. Yeah, I don't really I prioritize my main stack, but the bringbacks are kind of like, oh, this guy's pretty good. I'm gonna go with my main stack. And younger players obviously break that tie. So when it's like, oh, who do I think? I think Jermaine Burton is gonna be cool. Well, I also think Roman Wilson's gonna be cool. I'm just gonna go with Roman Wilson because he makes way more sense, right? We already have this Mahomes team. We already have a Jalen Warren. Like, let's just correlate it. Let's just make that bet. At the Steelers and Chiefs hit in Week 17, I want as many people on that team as possible. So, and then if you repeat that over and over and over again with different teams at different spots in the draft, and you draft, well, and you get a little bit lucky. There is a little bit of luck involved in this. I compare it to like poker, right? There's obviously a ton of skill, right? There's things to right. There's right things to do. There's wrong things to do. And you got to play to give yourself the highest percentage to win. But at the end of the day, like, you still need to hit that percentage. So, but with that being said, definitely breaking the tiebreaker with the stack. Still debating on picking 6 running backs or not. I think Brees Hall, Jalen Warren, 2 and 3 rookies is going to be very thin early. I think Brees Hall can definitely carry the load though, and Jalen Warren's solid. I mean, we just mix in one or 2 of these guys, we'll be okay. Let me look at this wide receiver room. Adams, Worthy, Ridley, Rice. Nope. It's gonna be 5. We need another receiver. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about right here. That's our savior right there, baby. Or this guy. This guy is a great pass catcher, actually. The check down machine in Vegas kind of, correlates with Devontae Adams, I guess. On the same team. Definitely interesting. I wonder what this guy's team looks like. Josh Allen, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones with Devin Singletary. Okay. Josh Allen with Keon Coleman. Kincaid. I have no idea what Kincaid should be. I have no idea. He was okay. Right? He was pretty good, I guess, for a rookie. Tight end. Sam Laporta kind of, shattered what rookie tight ends usually do. Gonna pick Levis here. What did that little stamp say? It's gone. Anyway, and now Kincaid, probably the number 1 option. Makes sense. Buffalo's got a lot of the same players. They kind of have like the Giants wide receiver core. Oh, that does not feel good to say out loud. I think they're probably. Oh, well, then again, they got neighbors now. Outside of the rookies both teams drafted this year, I think they have the same core, right? They have all these slot receivers, all these smaller guys, all these lower A-dot guys. I mean, the Buffalo's offense is going to look interesting, right? They did change their offense and they changed coordinators, and obviously Josh Allen still got there. But it was a lot of rushing. It wasn't as much passing. Obviously, it could have been because it was the winter and stuff. The Bills had like a mediocre record at the time. They were in like must win for a long time there. Definitely had something to do with it. I'm going to pick Herbert here just in case he does. Like, that could be moved. Exactly. He could be moved. I also think he's probably more of a goal line back than Ziggy. And I want a piece of Chicago. I think Chicago's offense is on the up and up. And if Ziggy were to get hurt, as Ziggy does, and Ziggy's DeAndre Swift in case I didn't say that earlier. Khalil will find himself in a fantastic situation. So a lot of contingent upside there, like a ton of contingent upside. Either DeAndre Swift gets hurt, or Khalil Herbert gets moved, or he's just the goal line back and comes in on some packages, stuff like that. Probably some cope on my part because I gave DeAndre Swift a shit ton of money. But definitely a lot of contingent upside. I picked 185. I think that's one of the picks that you think back and you're like, dang, 185 was a great pick for this guy. And I'm going to slam that home. I'm going to pick Chiggy here. Probably not going to pick Loeb anymore. But I might. Who knows? I'm just kidding. I won't. I only have 2 more picks, and I need another receiver. Bang. Malik running the break, baby. I'm going to have so much Malik Washington. He's going to catch 5 fucking passes this year. I'm going to have 100% Malik Washington. It's very fitting. He's right next to Jalen Hyatt. They're not very similar, but in my head, they're the same player, so. Look at all these. Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch is actually a good pick. Yeah, I like Greg Dortch. I like Greg Dortch. I'm picking Greg Dortch. No more 100% Malik Washington. That's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny to me. So with this Chiggy pick, we will have Will Levis, Calvin Ridley, Old Chiggy, and a Gabe Davis bring back. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of team I want to build right there. Actually, this is actually a pretty solid draft. Definitely uncomfortable when you pick 2 onesies and a running back in the three of the first 4 rounds. I think we kind of made it work. I definitely like the upside values here. Like, we got these rookies, right? We got these rookies. They can come on. We got the Rice explosion second half, maybe, if he's fucking not in jail. Dude, what if he just doesn't get suspended, right? This year? Because doesn't that happen with Kamara, right? He beat the shit out of that dude with his boys, and then they just we're in court, can't suspend him, even though there's a video of him beating the shit out of some dude. Oh man, modest showing. Come on, why are you gonna do that to Chiggy? That's fucked up. Modest showing. Who's gonna be the Justin Fields draft for this draft? Come on, it's not gonna be the black badge. He's not gonna do it. Oh, here we go, right here. The other black badge. Jordan Love, Justin Fields team? Nah, you can't do that. I feel like Bryce Young's another one that could definitely take a step forward. Like, he's got the coach that was the quarterback coach in Seattle when Geno came back, and the offensive coordinator last year when the Bucs came back, and now he's the coach of the Panthers. If there's somebody that's going to turn this ship around in Carolina, it's going to be the guy's that name I can't remember right at the moment. But he's a dog. So there it is. It was him. I knew it. Oh, he double dipped. Oh, what a dog. The naked. Oh, no, not naked. Okay, he had fire moves. Okay. At least they were both stacks. Good for him. I don't know why I just yawned. It's 12:22. I need to go back to my own team real quick. Do I want to add Lob to this, or Loeb, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is? Adams, Worthy, Ridley. No. Because what's gonna happen is Brees Hall is gonna score 500 points this year. Khalil Herbert is gonna be playing the second half of the year. Kamani Vidal is gonna play the second half of the year. Marshawn Lloyd. It's Marshawn Lloyd. Yeah. No, this is good. We're picking Greg Dortch here. Greg Dortch is gonna get like 3 touchdowns in week 16. Propel me into week 17. Signs contract tender. See, look, they love him. I mean, look at the stat line. This is what I'm talking about. I'm a coward and a fraud. Oh, I'm a coward and a fraud. Okay. Anywho, let me recap this team, and then I gotta get out of here. We got quarterbacks Patrick Mahomes and Will Levis. Running backs Brees Hall, Jalen Warren, Marshawn Lloyd, Kamani Vidal, and Khalil Herbert. Wide receivers Devontae Adams, Xavier Worthy, Calvin Ridley, Rashee Rice, Courtland Sutton, A.D. Mitchell, Gabe Davis, Roman Wilson, and Malik Washington. Tight ends Travis Kelce and Chigi Okonkwo. So that would mean we got the Mahomes, Rice, Xavier Worthy, Kelce stack with a Warren and Roman Wilson week 17 bring back. And we have a Will Levis, Chigi Okonkwo, Calvin Ridley, and a Gabe Davis bring back in week 17. So pretty solid. Actually pretty interesting how this team ran out. I think next time, I'm not going to force anything, but I think next time I'll try to go more of a 0 running back build just to demonstrate how that looks. It'll probably look and feel a little better, but I do appreciate the uniqueness of this team, and I think we built it the correct way given what we did early. But until next time, goodbye.